Welcome back, my midlife grind.
Long ring, same
Go
screen.
family.
Coffee
Grind
stains
on,
on my
baby.
blue jeans.
Right.
Kid shoes, lost keys. Talking back to the mirror like that's me. Oh. Crow's feet, strong heart. Cars late, but the grind starts. The paycheck, small wins. Still I tuck every dream deep within.
Welcome back to another week of the Midlife Grind family. Here we go. Now, today's topics will be living together in your 50s. How does this work out for us? A lot of different variables in this one. This one made me think real hard. But then I was coming up with dead ends everywhere. The pros and cons of living together after a divorce. Let's just say you were in that relationship for about 20 years, 24 years. Then you're divorced. Then you're on your own. You're living single again. Then you adapt. See, I think that's one of the biggest issues that we all have is that after a bad divorce and we adapt on living by ourselves, we stay there. And it's kind of hard to bring someone else into our situation, being the fact that after that divorce, we started off at the bottom again. Now we're interested in starting another relationship after we built ourselves back up. And that goes for men and women. I just don't want to say men and women, because we both fall to that. These divorces can be brutal nowadays. But yet, when it comes to dating has to have rules too. It has to have some rules at this later stage in the game. We're in the 50s. Come on, it got to have rules. We have to know. We're starting back over. Let's just say you were married for 25, 30 years, and you're starting back over from day one. Meet someone, spend time, fall in love, move in. How much time do we have? There's a reason why older people move faster. It's because we're limited on time. We're racing against the clock. And I understand. Me too. When I think about bringing someone into my lifestyle or to my home, there's a lot of different variables too. You got to be aware of all this stuff. You do. When you bring someone in your home, for example, number one, you bring someone into your home and they get one piece of mail delivered to your address. They are a resident then. Now, if that don't work out and they don't want to leave, you have to evict them from that point. And I know a lot of this stuff, it seems like I'm talking serious because a lot of these situations can become serious for all of us. I've known these things to happen to people. That's why I'm talking about it. I wrote some things on the board that I'd like to go over and not just going over, but I like some input on them. I would like comments on some of this stuff. For example, splitting homes. You guys you're together. You're in a relationship. You're thinking about moving in together. What do you do from that point? Who moves in with who? Who pays for what? See, it's a lot of different variables. Not only that, if you leave your home, what are you going to do with your stuff? And let's just say you got a bigger home. You got a lot of stuff. So if you were to put all your stuff in a storage, how much would that cost you every month? Well, I got an answer for that one. And my answer to that one will be, in these relationships and you're dating in your 50s, I would say if you moved in with just say you moved in with her or you moved in with him and your house is paid for, don't sell it. Don't sell that damn house. You rent that house out because you might need it again. And I'm being dead ass serious on that one. You might need that house again. Let's just say that relationship don't work out. Now what? You sold your home. You probably spent the money. You can't buy another one. It took you 30 years to pay for that house. Now what do? See, those are the situations that our age group are coming across and we're going through. I talk to a lot of people, like I said before, and I see these things happening. But chat, I still would like the comments from you guys. I know I see by the views, people are watching these shows, but nobody is commenting. Just throw a comment, a general comment out there. I'm not going to attack you. I know a lot of people fearing that now, but I'm not. I just need comments that applies to the show. If you comment on my page, comment about the show. Don't comment about something crazy because that's I'm here for the show, not for the craziness. So let's just say that you got together and you combine incomes. How does that one work out now? See these variables that I'm talking about? It's a lot of different craziness that can go along with that. Let's just say if you a joint bank account. How do you do a joint bank account and your boyfriend girlfriend? And by the way, at this age, I really don't like the term boyfriend or girlfriend. We are too old for that. I could say I can understand if you said, I don't know, my partner, my companion. It sounds a lot more sophisticated at this age. Besides calling somebody a boy or a girl, yeah, you see what I'm saying? If anybody have an issue with that, comment on it. Because now I am asking for comments. I go over a lot of material and people just letting this fly by. But yet I do know people that watch this show, but they'll ask me in person. Don't ask me in person. And not only that, don't text me. Put it in a comment so everybody can see it. And maybe you can get 2 or 3 or 4 different answers for that. But don't come directly because I'm looking for help too. I'm looking for these answers too. So when you come to me with that through a text, you're defeating the show. I'm designing this show for comments to help each other out, not just to see me talking. No, this show is going to be more than that. I'm trying to build a community. And I know a lot of you don't understand what I'm saying. When I say community, this community is for who? 40s, 50s, 60s. People that don't have a retirement or a pension fund. People that are living check to check. Those are the people that I'm talking to. People that I have something in common with. That's what I'm getting at with this show. See, a lot of people are thinking this show is going in different directions, that I'm going to take it to the right or the left. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep this show right where it is. And I know I am not a perfect YouTuber, and I'm not a perfect public speaker. And speaking to this red light is speaking to you. When I post this, I expect it to go wherever it goes, wherever YouTube send these videos. I don't know. I have no clue. If you click on it, I put it on Facebook. Other than that, it's wherever it goes. I have another issue when it comes to living together. As like I said, I wrote some things down and they're really not issues. Not to me, but they could be an issue to you. For example, let's just say if that person smokes. Now, you don't like smoke in your house. You tolerated that as boyfriend, girlfriend because you lived apart and he smelled like it coming in and out of your home. But yet now he's living there and now you get to smell that 100% of the time. How do you deal with that? Or can you deal with it? Little variables. That's all. I'm not saying that you're not in love. But that little thing that irritates you about your partner. Now, when you see your partner, just say, I don't know, 10, 15, say 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week. That little thing is just little at that point. But when you move in together, that little thing is always around you. How do you deal with that? That little thing becomes a big thing at that point. Just speaking. Some things that we all got to think about because I think about it too. Not only that, I have had 2 live-in girlfriends before in my home. Did that work out? At the beginning. It worked out at the beginning. Then after a little while, things change. And that's why I am a firm believer in do not sell your home. Don't sell it. You keep that, you rent it out because you might need it again. Another issue. While we're speaking on it, you're dating, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend. You got kids, she has kids. Okay, at this age, these kids should be older, just to be real with you. My kids are 24, 28. Anybody that I date at around my age, I expect their kids to be somewhere around the same age. And now, if I'm dealing with someone around my age and they have kids in junior high, it all depends on the person. I'm not saying there's something wrong with that woman, but yet the thing is that Will I be able to handle a junior high schooler? Will I be able to handle a high schooler? Do I want to go through that? See, those are things that I want answers back from you guys. I I really don't want to go through it, but do you? Is there something different? Is there something that I'm missing when I'm talking about this? I'm asking questions because I'm expecting comments on some of this stuff. We can go on to the next one. Okay, you two move in together, right? You combine incomes. Let's just say you're playing like your roommates. Everything goes 50-50. 50-50 sounds good. But if one of you are making a lot more money than the other one, does the 50-50 seem fair at that point? And here's another example. You're going 50-50 with a person that's living in your house. What about if you lose your job? They lose their job. Is that other person going to pay that other half? That's when things go terribly wrong for us. These are just talking points, and I want to talk to you in general. I know the first couple of episodes, I was all over the place, which I'll be all over the place for the next 5 episodes. These are a lot of different talking points, and our lives are completely complicated at this age when you don't have a lot of things going on and you can't figure them out as far as retiring. And as far as relationships go, throw that in the mix. That's just a big bomb waiting to go off. My thing is, I got to get myself straight before I bring somebody into this chaos. When I say income, I'm always looking for incomes. And that's why I call this show the Midlife Grind Show. Because of the fact that I am constantly grinding. You can't stop. We cannot stop at this age. It's impossible. Let's just say I've opened up several businesses, from pressure washing business, cleaning business, candle making business. I can't stop, and I know I can't. As soon as something catches on, I'm just going to ride that wave. But until then, you got to keep on grinding out there, my midlife grinders. You can't let anything stop you. There's a lot of different factors in this world that are stopping us. For example, these incomes, or complicating life with splitting homes, or what happens when one leaves. Okay, that's another issue we have to deal with too. You live together, boyfriend, girlfriend, partnership. You're in a partnership. 10, 15 years from now, one of the partners die. How do you deal with that? Let's just say I'm a man, I'm living in her house. We lived together 10, 15 years peacefully without any issues in this world. Now she passes away, and now I have to deal with her kids in that house that's not in my name. Now what do I do? Okay, the first thing her kid's going to be like, well, you might have to sell the house because we want proceeds out of it. How do you deal with that? What do you do? Refinance now? Give them give them money out of the house that you're living in? A lot of different factors that can go wrong with this YouTube. I know I probably concentrate a lot on the negative, and there's a lot of positive out there too. But I have to say, with the positive part, with the negative part, nobody's talking about that negative part. Well, not too many people, and they touch on it and they jump off of it real quick because they know that negative part is a hot topic. I get it too. I know it's a hot topic. That's why I'm talking about it. All the candy coating and the fluffing, you can't do that when you're in your 50s. I'm sorry. Give it to you straight. And that's how I think I'm giving it to you. And a lot of people think that I am too firm and too straight. Well, we're adults. You better take it straight, because if you still need it soft, you're going to fail. And we have more life ahead of us, say 20, 30 years. I know life is getting rough now in our older years. We can't jump as high as we used to. We can't run as fast as we used to. But yet we are still here. So value that one life God gave you. The things that I'm talking about now are basically to make your life easier. If we can make our lives easier by communicating back and forth with each other, it makes this world a better place. We don't have to always be in chaos, and we don't have to always be at war. We can be at with peace with each other. See, in our age group, other age groups are just setting us to the side. Like I said before, in my first episode, we are in that sandwich, and we have to make sure that we can spread out a little bit. We can't get stuck here. For like I said, with the topics that I have on the board, it's. I have another one. I do a little research. And the research that I can't do a lot YouTube because, for the simple fact that if I did, these videos will be 2 hours long to explaining that stuff. The things that I'm giving you, I'm just shooting straight, whether it hit you or not. But I'm talking straight to you, and that's the only way I can do it. Here's another one. LAT, living alone together. I didn't know that was a thing until I did a little research. Living alone together. You live in your house, she lives in her house. You get together whenever possible. Hey, you out of each other's way. Hey, if that's the way you want to live and you are happy that way, man, do that. By all means, you do that. The world is complicated. What you do is whatever it takes to bring peace in your life. It may seem like my conversation this week is getting a lot more serious because this is a serious subject. It is. Whenever you're involving the the end days of your life or the last leg of your life, of course it's gonna get serious. A lot of this stuff I can't joke around with because I don't feel comfortable joking around with because basically I'm laughing at myself. Nope. I got to keep this somewhat 100. Okay, here's another one that I came up with or I was thinking about. I know this one's going to sound a little odd to a lot of you people out there that are living together in your 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. But yet, how is about a relationship lease? How does that sound? It's probably something like that out there already. I didn't research it, but I do know as an adult, my signature is legally binding, and whatever I sign, they can take me to court and they can sue me for it. So as far as relationship goes, let's just say all terms and conditions at the beginning of that relationship when you move in together are discussed. It's all on paper. So if anybody break any of the terms on that lease, you have a way to get out of it. For example, you two live together and you are renting. Let's say you're renting a house or an apartment. You two get together, things go bad. You get to break that lease. You sure can. And the other person will be responsible for it because they violated terms of that lease. We have to put conditions on some of this stuff nowadays when we're moving in together because it took us a lifetime to generate the things that we have. And you don't want those things gone in a split second. And a relationship can do that to you, just like a divorce can do it to you. You know what, ladies? As a man, we get pretty timid out there after that first divorce. Just talking general to you, because we do. After that first divorce and all the things that we have to go through, I don't know how you all divorces went, but I thought I went through one, and as a man, I was humiliated in front of that judge. Really did. It made me feel like shit for that man telling me, talking to me about my personal life. So, ladies, how many times do you think men want to go through that? Same thing with women. How many times do you want to go through divorces, or do you just want to live alone together? The concept sounds good, but can it happen? That's just a rough one for me. And as I look through my notes right now, it's like living alone together, you got double bills. Now, my channel is not set up for double bills. My channel is set up for paycheck to paycheck because that's the way we are living. And for any of those that think they're not living paycheck to paycheck, I'm going to tell you like this. Stop working for 2 months. And if you can survive just like you have normally, you're not living paycheck to paycheck. But if you miss that first paycheck and everything go to hell on you, well, you're living paycheck to paycheck. And it's a lot of us that's doing that. So as for those that are living paycheck to paycheck, I am right there with you. In these new relationships that we get in later on in life, because we are considered later daters. Yeah, Later daters. Sounds crazy, but we are later daters. How do we go about just mixing these incomes together? I am confused on a lot of this, as you can see, because who in their 50s want to have a joint bank account with somebody that they've known for 8 months or a year? At this point, we got to save as much as we can because we don't know when we're going to go down. For example, for the last 3 days, I felt kind of weak. Think I was going down. I don't know. Iron low. I'm stressing, worrying, got bills to pay. See, those are the kind of worries that we have to worry about. When we fall, everything falls. When you have a partner, and that partner can pick up for you. They can handle those situations if you got the right partner. But until then, we just live the way we're living. I don't know. Man, YouTube, I'm trying to talk to you. And a lot of these subjects hurt me. They really do because I don't know which direction I'll be going in life after I try to retire, which I will never retire. I'll work somewhere for the rest of my life. And I know this is not a fun, joking video, but these are serious topics that I just wanted to go over and put that out. I know that I could be a little bit all over the place on this one, but the main topic is living together in your 50s. Just think about it. How does that work out in new relationships? How does that work out after you've been divorced for 10 years, 15 years? Please comment. Please comment on some of this because I'd like to know how it worked out for different people. Different people, different states, different cities, different ethnicities. Whichever way it worked out for you or didn't work out, please leave a comment for me. So until then, YouTube, hey, you grind on, baby. And I'm not trying to make depressing videos, but the thing is that when it comes down to serious life, I can't joke with it because income in your life is everything at this point, especially if you are not rich and you don't have savings like that. YouTube, my midlife grind family, grind on, baby. And I'm sorry that this video was a little lower paced, but I couldn't speed this one up and I couldn't joke with this one. As you can see by the way I'm talking, I do stutter a little bit, and all this stuff doesn't go together as planned because I'm not a professional, and I don't have a damn uh, producer. So I'm the producer, and I do it all. But yet I still want to talk to you, YouTube. I do. I want some answers. Comment. Till then, grind on, baby.